There are 7 billion people around the globe from many different backgrounds. But we're more similar and more connected than you might think. Who were our ancestors? Where do we come from? And how did we get here? In April 2005, National Geographic and IBM worked together on a joint project to find out.
I wanted to draw people together, to make people realize that we're all part of an extended family and that our DNA connects all of us.
National Geographic and IBM wanted to conduct a study to show that as a human species, we're all part of one big family and that our DNA connects all of us. So they started the Genographic Project. The goal was to trace our human DNA back tens of thousands of years to our first ancestors in East Africa. National Geographic and IBM are working with hundreds of thousands of people around the world and gathering DNA samples so they can learn about our human history. They need to create the world's largest database of DNA. To do this, they have to get samples from hundreds of thousands of people around the world. There's no better place to show that we're all connected than here at Grand Central Station, a huge train station in the middle of New York City. Here, you can find people from all over the world.
My name is Spencer Wells.
Hello,
I work with National Geographic. I direct a project for them called the Genographic Project.
Yeah.
And we're using DNA as a tool to study how people all over the world are related to each other. Would you be interested in maybe giving us a sample and becoming a part of it?
Yes, I'd love to contribute my DNA.
Absolutely.
Maybe getting yourself tested?
100%.
What do you think you might find out? What is your family
Well, I
history?
have a lot of questions. My last name is not common in the country where I was born.
We have Aztec Indian in our, because my basic heritage is Mexican as far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
but we traced it back to Spain.
Fascinating. So you'd be interested in maybe getting yourself tested? And
Wells explains that the test is very simple. People swab the inside of their cheek to get some DNA cells. Then they send the cells to a lab anonymously. The lab analyzes the DNA and puts the results on a website in a few weeks.
Well, let's get you started swabbing.
Don't look at any of my fillings.
Started with you.
Yeah.
Wells explains that the DNA research shows all people are related. Humans all started out in Africa about 50,000 years ago. They only started separating and moving to other parts of the world about 2,000 generations ago.
What do you know about your family history?
I know a lot of my relatives. Some of them look as you do. Then I have, like, for example, my mother's father was very dark.
We all started off in Africa around 50,000 years ago. So you are African, I'm African. Another
So
group
like you
split
and I are
off.
related.
We could be related. How do you feel about that?
Oh, fantastic. Can't wait for my Christmas present.
In just a few weeks, Cecile, JW, Frank, and Dee Dee will get the results of their DNA tests and learn about the mysteries of their past. So far, the Genographic Project has collected over 200,000 samples. Dr. A.J. Royoru is computational director at IBM. He is helping analyze the results.
This is our first chance in the history of human civilization to look within and learn something that actually was not knowable before.
Analyzing this DNA helps us understand how we're all connected, like our 4 participants from Grand Central Station. They are about to learn about their distant past. Dee Dee lives near Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Well, hi, Spencer the scientist from National Geographic.
Hey, Dee Dee. How's
Nice
it going?
to see you.
It's
Great.
good to see
How are
you again.
you?
You start off in Africa.
Wells explains that Dee Dee's ancestors, like all other humans, started out in Africa. Around 45,000 years ago, a small group of her ancestors left Africa. They moved north to the Middle East. It was very cold and dangerous.
Suddenly you're living in this icy wasteland with things like that walking around. And you've got to figure out a way to kill them to make a living and survive. What would you have done?
Well, I would have killed him. No, I would have found a guy to do it for me.
Yeah.
Frank lives in Southern California. He discovers that his ancient relatives were the first humans in the Americas. He might really have Aztec ancestors.
It's quite interesting. Up to the last 15 to 20,000 years, our ancestors were extremely adaptable, who survived by hunting large mammals. It kind of makes me understand why I feel that I'm such a survivor, because I am. I can create, things out of nothing. I've always been that way.
Cecile Nepal's results show that her ancestors were some of the first humans to live in Southeast Asia. Now, Cecile lives and works in New York City, but she still feels connected to her Philippine roots.
That there's something that we still have that we carry on, and it's something to be proud about.
JW is a police officer in New York City. He lives there with his wife and son. His DNA results show that he has Puerto Rican, Spanish, and ancient African ancestors. But that isn't all. JW finds that some of his early ancestors were probably the first farmers.
Coming from grandparents who were farmers themselves, I kind of see the relation there, so pretty interesting.
Everybody that we met at Grand Central that day ultimately traces back to an ancestor in Africa.
I feel connected because we all have one common place of origin, East Africa.
The cool thing that comes out of this research is obviously that we're all connected to each other, and that we scattered to the wind, if you will, to populate the world over the last 60,000 years.